Well, Coach, we're there. What you work for all year, what your teams work for, you always try to get to that state championship game, and fortunately we're going to get that opportunity. Great season, but we got one more to go. Give me your thoughts about getting to the championship game.
Well, very excited about it. Very excited for our kids, especially our senior class who really bought into our program 3 or 4 years ago when they were ninth graders. Went to Shiloh and kind of got beat up on a little bit, and then 4 years later they're sitting there playing for a state championship with the opportunity to win one. And it's not easy. It's never easy getting there. And we had a tough ball game last Friday night. And I thought our kids really showed a lot of character by not giving up, by not quitting, and by just kept believing.
Well, it was a great game Friday night, and I was going to talk about that. Glad you brought it up. I think I walked up to you about the time the game was over in the driving rain the other night and told you that you had me scared all the way to the end, and you just grinned at me. But it was a tough game, a good opponent, and some pretty tough elements to play in. And
it was, but anytime you're playing this late in the year, you got to be able to overcome the elements. And I thought, our kids really didn't handle it very well at times, but we found a way to win, and that's all that matters this time of the year is win in advance and then play another week. And when we get that opportunity, this is week 16 for us, which has been a long football season. But anytime you can make it to a state championship game like we have, we're very excited. Got a very good opponent in Booneville coming up, and it ought to be it's going to be a physical football game, and it's going to be a fun football game probably for the fans to watch. And hopefully we can match their intensity, match their physical play, and it ought to be a great high school football game.
Let me ask you one more question about the Valley View game before we get off of that. And obviously it was difficult elements to play in. Anybody that was there knows that. The last drive, when you got a chance to get the ball back there, about 3 minutes or so left in the game, pretty deep in our own territory as I recall, maybe about the 5-yard line or so. From a coaching standpoint, what was your thoughts on how to, in those conditions, to move the ball down the field?
First of all, Calix Harris made an unbelievable play of continuing to play and strip the ball at the 5-yard line. I think Otis recovered it, and first thing we want to do is we want to get out of our own end zone. And we ran the jet sweep with Jalen on the first play. He gained about 15, and then we threw a couple balls to Darvion, who moved us out a little bit further. Then we hit a big ball to Von Erich. So once we got to midfield, we were in attack mode, and we hadn't had much success moving the football in the second half through the air or on the ground. We had some on the ground. We just kind of stalled out in the red zone a couple of times, but we ain't had a lot of success through the air in the second half. So we wanted to make sure we got the ball in Drake's hands, let him make plays. We run a lot of read option on that drive, and it's a play that we've ran a lot of at certain times during the game, but we kind of sold out to it on that drive.
Well, it was an impressive drive, especially again under those conditions with time running out. So certainly commend you and the team for making it. All right, let's shift gears to Booneville. You've already mentioned the fact that they are a good football team. There's no question about that from all indications. What do they try to do offensively and defensively?
Offensively, they do the same thing they did in 01. They're going to try to keep the ball away from you. They're going to line up and run right at you. They're going to run that option, triple option, where you got to play assignment football. You got to have a guy on the fullback. You got to have a guy on the quarterback. You got to have a guy on the pitch. And if you don't do that one time, it's probably going to be a touchdown. And they run a lot of stuff like Georgia Tech, like Navy, like Army. You see them running on TV. That's their offense. So offense that we don't see much anymore. It's our first time seeing it all year, which is a concern. In the past, we've seen Monticello running a few times, a few years, but this year Monticello changed offenses, and this is the first time we've seen it. So our kids got to stay disciplined with their offense, and then defensively, they probably have one of the best nose guards, defensive tackles we've seen. Their nose guard is quick, fast. It reminds me a lot of Taylor Wood back in 06, the way he plays. And then number 71, their defensive tackle, he's 6'4", 240 pounds. They say he benches 400 pounds. So, we got our work cut out for us on the offensive line. Defensively, we got to play assignment football. It's going to be a big test for us Friday night, but we're excited about it.
You pretty well expect to just stick with what you've been doing, just try to do a good job at it.
Oh, yeah. We're not going to change anything right now. We're not going to invent the wheel here in week 16. You got to, do what you do and hopefully be ready to play, and I think we will be. I think our kids will be excited about it. I think emotions are a big key, and I try to tell them that you're going to be jacked up going out. We got to make sure we control our emotions. It's a 48-minute game, and we just got to execute and take care of the football, and then defensively, just play assignment football. Just make sure we read our keys and we're in the right spot and don't get our eyes somewhere they're not supposed to be.
Well, let's help our viewers out a little bit here. I know there's a lot of people planning on going to Little Rock Friday night. The game is Friday night, and it is at 7 p.m. Is that correct? And will we be the home or the visiting team?
We're the home team on the west side.
So the Warren fans will be on the home side where the press box is at War Memorial Stadium, and obviously we urge everybody to show up and be there. And I wanted to mention, Coach, get you to comment on this. I knew I'm going to again fall back to last Friday night, but very bad weather conditions as we keep talking about. But you had a pretty good Warren crowd there, and they stayed with it, and they were loud.
Yeah, we did. And our kids, our crowd really stayed with us to the whole game. Last drive, what an unbelievable drive! But also just being able to celebrate with some people after the game was good.
Well, again, we urge everybody to be there Friday night, support this team. They've had a marvelous season. Try to finish it off in a positive manner and bring that championship back.
All right, thank you.